This is Gene Keys, Skyserve, Texas News. Ethics officials are taking a much closer look at the Heidi Group, an anti-abortion group that assumed part of Planned Parenthood's role in Texas women's health. The AssociatedPress.com contributed to this report from Austin. Texas health officials say they're taking a much closer look at an anti-abortion group that received $1.6 million of Texas taxpayer money to bolster women's health clinics. The Associated Press reported last week that the Heidi Group has little to show for its efforts after 8 months, leaving some poor Texas women without any health services. 60% of Texas school children are poor, and the state wants more of them to go to college. But with Texas higher education tuitions rising, financial aid is covering less and less. The TexasTribune.org contributed to this report. The state's most generous financial aid programs, the Toward Excellence, Access, and Success Grant, or Texas Grant, pays for tuition. The Texas Grant, the state's primary tool for helping low-income students, doesn't pay for nearly as much as it used to. The grant program was created to cover the full price of tuition and fees for poor students. Now, thanks to enrollment growth and rising tuition, it only takes care of an average of 58% of those costs. Passengers left Phoenix in the air only about an hour when their flight to Atlanta turned frightening. NBCDFW.com contributed this report from Amarillo. The passengers of the Southwest flight were forced to immediately don their oxygen mask Saturday morning. The 737 typically flies around 35,000 feet at cruise altitude. The airline says its pilots and crew followed emergency procedures. Those procedures include a very steep dive to approximately 10,000 feet so passengers may breathe normally. No one was hurt. Passengers on Southwest Flight 118 arrived in Atlanta about 7 hours late. The plane that landed in Amarillo is now out of service for inspection and repairs. Firefighters rescue a teen that had been stuck in a washing machine. NBCDFW.com contributed to this report. A 13-year-old Plano boy playing around at home with some friends decided to see if he could fit in a washing machine. Turns out he could. He just couldn't get out. A fire department spokesperson said firefighters were able to remove the top from the washer and pull out the boy. He wasn't hurt. The fire department, in a tweet about the Saturday rescue, calls it extreme #spring cleaning. Visit us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr at Skyserve News Service. This is Gene Keys, Skyserve, Texas News.